Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kawai, and today we're going to be checking out small spaces. So I was in the mood to decorate without wanting to immediately go to The Sims 4. One, because I don't want my channel to become a Sims channel, but also because I wanted something that met in the middle. Not everybody is a Sims player, but some people really like to decorate, like myself. So I thought we should check out small spaces, which has been on my wish list for quite some time. So let's go. So I already did 2 rooms actually, but OBS decided to lose all of my footage. So we're restarting, and it's actually totally fine because I was still getting a handle on the game mechanics, mostly because I didn't read. And I feel like it's just nice to start back from the beginning anyway. So we're going to go into New York and we're going to do an industrial building, and we'll do the shared flat room, which is 161 square feet. So Maxine just moved to New York to study graphic design at NYU. She loves to draw and reads a lot. With a bit of luck, she got a room in a shared flat in the vibrant Lower East Side. Maxine always romanticized the buzzing city, and now that she lives there, she fully takes in the eclectic vibe of the people, the streets, the cafes, bars, and restaurants. Living on a budget in New York can be tricky, but she manages to find the fun. Her room gives her a space to calm down and relax. Maxine loves the feel of natural materials, thrifted finds, and she tries to add personality to every inch. To unwind, she loves to curl up in pillows and blankets to read her new favorite book find. So I'm gonna make a totally new space. You can kind of see what I did, but I'll just recreate it in a way that is still slightly different. All right, so here we go. This is Maxine's shared flat room in New York. And I'm gonna put the walls down, and let's just give her a nice space. I want to use different things than what I did the first time around. And I actually really love this bed already, but I'm gonna try to bring out some other beds. Ooh, that's kind of nice too. That's kind of nice too. There's also this. This is how I build in The Sims as well. I just put stuff kind of out and everywhere, and hoped and try to see like what I like. I think that's the easiest way to find what you like too. Oh, this is a nice big bed. Oh, I kind of want to give her this. I didn't give this to her, although this might be from the Scandinavian pack. Let me try and see if I can pick stuff that was already existing from the beginning. Even though because I bought a Scandinavian pack, but I want to pick the furniture that I kind of already had, and I do believe that's everything at the front. So this was the bed I originally picked, and I still love it, but I think I'm gonna go with something different this time. I think it says she likes natural materials, right? So that's not very wooden. That's why I kind of went with that first bed, or the initial bed, because it had that feel to it, but this also has that feel to it. So I'm gonna put this here. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit, and let's see if I can get her a nightstand. I don't see them anywhere. I will say it took me a minute to figure out where everything was. Again, I think that's just because I don't read. It's an ADHD thing. I am like 100% sure of that. It's absolutely because I don't read. Okay, bedside tables. That's what it is. Oh, I would like this. I think this is cool. Let me move this over just a little bit because it feels like I don't have room for another one over there. Okay, that feels nice. A nice lamp. She likes natural materials, so this was the one I went with originally, and I'm gonna keep it again because I think it just makes sense. She likes books, so I'm actually gonna give her double the books. Can I do that? Do you guys think I can do that? I feel like I'm just gonna do it. And I'm also gonna give her the lamp over here as well. I am also gonna give her a dedicated space to read here. But yeah, I'm gonna give her a lamp. Oh wait, I didn't want to use something from the actual Scandinavian pack, even though I got it. I want to use again the furniture that was kind of given to us from the beginning. Okay, so now for more books. I'm gonna give her all the books. All the books. I'm gonna give her more books than she asked for. Did I do that one already? No, I want this one. And then I want like this situation. I always love that. I feel like real book readers, not real book readers, but you know what I mean. Like most people who read a lot end up having some sort of book situation that looks like this most times, unless it's super, super neat, which also exists, and that's totally fine. I'm also gonna put, I think I want to put a book here. How did I have this lamp on the other side? I think I had it more towards the back. So maybe I'll put it more towards the back and then kind of have this here. So she was like halfway reading. We've given her 31 books. I don't like that, that is just, yeah, I don't like that is just an odd number. So I'm gonna give her another book. I'm gonna put it down here. So she has 32 books. And that's perfect. Okay, so now for some decor. Plants. I think I want a plant here. I think last time I put some like music record players and a record player situation here, which I want to do again because I was reading her bio and it says that she likes to thrift. So I feel like maybe she found this at a record store and she was like, I need this in my life, and immediately brought it home. And then we have this perfect little record, not record. Well, yes, a record right here. And that works for me. Actually, no, that's way too close to the edge. I don't want to break it, even though it's not real. And I would like to put some plants here. Just again, because she said she likes natural things, so I feel like she would have plants. That's a little too big. Okay, yeah, she would have some plants. That's too big. I think I just did that one. Yeah. Total of 3 little plants. And what I did was I gave her a seat, and I'm gonna do it again because I really liked, I did this couch, or this armchair rather. And I really love the idea of this just because like think about it, like, oh, like it's raining right now, right? Like on a cozy rainy day, you just come over here and then you read, and it's just really nice. I think actually instead of that plant, I'm gonna swap it out for a light. And again, I want to try to do the lights that they provide originally, not the lights that I bought. Or not the pack that I just bought, the Scandinavian pack that I bought. So maybe that. Yeah, scaled up. And then I'm gonna give her some pillows. These are perfect. 1. Oh, I could have just duplicated that. It's okay. 2. And I think we just met all her needs. Ooh, except, wait, one more thing. I want to put in a rug because I think that would be, 1, it would make a lot of sense, and then 2, it would just be nice. So I'm pretty sure I chose this. But I would like to... Would I like to make it bigger? Let's scale that up. No, that's way too big. Let me scale that down. Okay, that's a little better. Yeah, that's a little better. And I can't change the color of that. Can I change the color of this bed? Yes, I can. Maybe picking that sage green to go with this. Or actually, I can even deepen the color of this. Well, let me move this over just a little bit. Yep, perfect. And then I'm gonna move this right there. And a decor, she needs some paintings. I think last time I put, was it this one I did? No, that wasn't it. I think I did this one and I scaled it down, and I do like this one. I feel like it feels very her. She likes nature. This is also a painting that's, is that the original one? She likes nature, so we're gonna scale these down. And, oh, actually one more thing. I want to give her some overhead lighting as well. Not that one. Maybe that one, because everything is quite round and, like, the lamps themselves so far are really round. Let me move that slightly more towards the center. Okay, yes. I'm gonna keep the lamps. I'm gonna keep the lamps because I just feel like it makes sense. Because she, again, she liked that natural, the natural wood tones and stuff. So I'm gonna grab her some records just to give her a little more decor because I can't imagine that she only has one record. If she's got a record player, she's invested in making sure that she listens to her stuff exactly the way she wants to listen to it. Maybe I'll add a little diffuser right here. I don't even know if that's... Oh, no, I've added it right there on top of the thing. Let's move that right there. Perfect. And that is her space. Ooh, actually, I can put a picture right here. Now that is nice. I like that a lot better than putting pictures here. Actually, no, pictures here and there. That way, like, when she's sitting here and anywhere she looks, she can look and see, like, a really beautiful painting when she's reading here, and as I imagine it. Ooh, they have this totally blank wall here as well. That would be great for some storage, like shelves or something. This is a shelf that comes with the starting, I keep saying starting pack because I'm thinking of The Sims, but it comes with starting something. So let's actually give her like a stack of books, okay? If she's a reader, we're gonna make this really nice. She's got books freaking everywhere. Okay, this is like, let me rotate these properly. This is her dedicated library space, and I like that. I like the idea of that a lot. Okay, so this is what I did. I gave her another reading section, basically a mini library, just to make this wall not so blank. I put a bunch of books on the floor, which I might rotate like this. Actually, no, let me keep that flush against the wall. Or it was fine the way it was, actually. No, it wasn't. Nobody would face the the outside of the book like that, or whatever you want to call it. But what I did was I added some more pillows here because, again, I'm trying to think, like, this is her cozy space. She loves to read. I put a plant there. This little, I think, I have no idea what this animal is, but I put this little wooden decoration here because it said that she likes natural materials, right? So I thought she's just got like books everywhere. So I'm going to take you around the room, explain some design decisions. So this painting, because she likes natural materials, so again, I'm thinking nature. All these books, because our girl loves to read. And I thought some records that she thrifted, so I put them here. And a record player, tons of books again, a book that she's in the middle of reading. And again, this dedicated little space right here, just to make her room, again, like this super, what did she want? Yeah, a place to unwind, and she wants a space to calm down and relax. And I feel like this is so relaxing and just nice. Maxime wanted a space where she could calm down and relax, and I feel like this is it. We have achieved that. It's very natural looking. I think one more thing I'm going to add that I know I added last time was a guitar, although I don't know where it was. Here it is. Again, I imagine that she thrifted this, and that is Maxine's space. So that's this side, and then her books and her little reading corner again on that side if she wants to be on the floor. Sometimes I love to sit on the floor because I'm strange. But this is it. This is her space. I love this. I actually like this a lot better than the first one I did. Next one, we're heading to Berlin, and I did Prenzlberg Studio. So we're going to do it again for Louisa. Louisa grew up in Berlin, but has now moved into her first flat that's all her own. It's a fairly small studio, but the charming Gründerzeit, Founders Era architecture, with its expansive walls and tall windows, makes it feel just perfect for her. Louisa has just started her first job at a climate tech startup and is excited to dive into work. She wants a cozy home office area for the time she'll work late or won't make it to the office. When she's not working at home, she goes out to meet friends in the neighborhood. Prenzlauer Berg is known for its beautiful tree-lined streets full of restaurants, bars, local shops, and small fashion boutiques. Right now, she feels like her life is finally coming together. So you can see I already built in here earlier. Again, they didn't want to save my progress, or OBS didn't want to save my progress. So we're going to start over, and we're going to start with the bathroom. I'm going to start with the closed space just because I feel like it makes sense. And I'm just going to put a tub. I'm going to put a tub. Let's see. Let me make sure that's flush against the wall. Okay, so that is perfect. One other thing I would like to do is I would like, so I did this in the last one, but this is just for, I know this isn't real, okay? But thinking of safety, it doesn't matter too much. Actually, let me move this over. It doesn't matter too much, but thinking of like getting in and out of the tub, these are just little things that are really nice. And I'm gonna do the lighting last because sometimes I find that the wall lamps are a little funny. That needs to be up just a little higher. I'm gonna put a rug here. Okay, now we've got some lighting, and I keep picking this one. Let me actually scale that down and see if I can't not put it on the floor. But let's see if I can't, yeah, move it up like this. So it's a little more not so in the way. Okay, that works. I've got this space in the back now that I maybe sort of want to put a washer for her. I don't know why there's not a dryer, and I'm gonna put that there as well. Let's see, what else? Bathroom, I need a toilet as well. So I don't think the sink was originally included. I forget what sink I picked. I think I picked this sink, and I'm gonna keep this sink just because I don't mind it. So by the way, this is where the door is. That's why I'm not putting anything against this wall. But I think, let's see, maybe I'll put the sink flush to the back of the wall like this. Yes. And then the toilet. Where's our toilet? To the wall like this. And I know there's a space for, or not a space, but there is a place that has toilet paper roll, and I don't, oh, I just scrolled past it. Here we go. I'm gonna put it right over here. And then get a mirror for this part of the room. Gonna get this big ass circular mirror. Maybe let's center that a little bit. Okay, I think that looks fine. And then get her some small stuff. So like hand soap. Oh, I can put that as well in the tub. So some hand soap, that's under decor. Oh, I forgot to put this bathroom thing. Nope, that's not it. I forgot to put this like over here. I think this is a trash can. That's perfect. I'm gonna put that there. And a toothbrush. Okay. I think that's it. She's got a towel hanging out there. I'll put another one. Actually, no, I want to do a space for face towels. That's right. So I want to do a space for face towels. So where is, I will eventually get the hang of where things are. Maybe another bar right here for towels. Can I do more than one? No, just the one. That's totally fine. Towel right here, perfect. Actually, maybe move it to this area. There we go. Okay, so we've got a mirror, I've got a toilet, sink, all the little decor. I even put a washer in here for her, which is awesome. I think that's it. Bathrooms don't have to be like super, I think bathrooms are really just for function. You don't need anything more than that. I want to put like towels or something. Oh, this is a balcony. I want to put something else on top of that washer, but I'm gonna refrain. Yeah, there's no need for that. So that's the bathroom done. Next thing we're gonna do. She wants a little home office. So originally I put it here. And I'm still thinking if I want to do that. Okay, so I just took a look around the space again, and I remembered why. The first time I played, I put her, I made like a bed and office situation over here, and I remember why I did that is because the front door is right here. So what I didn't want when you walked in was to immediately see her bed. I sort of wanted there to be like a bit of a separation, although of course that's very hard in a small space. So I think I'm going to repeat what I did the first time around, but maybe just use different furniture. Slightly different furniture, that is. So let's do some working spaces for her. So let me see. Did I like this desk? I don't like this desk. What is this, a standing desk? Okay, that's great. Yeah, it's a standing desk. So let's do this desk. Let's do this office chair. It looks nice and cozy. And let's see, get her a screen. I'm gonna give her a double screen situation. Okay, she's a business lady. What does she do? She works for a climate tech startup. So she's a business lady. Unfortunately, having all this, like all this stuff, I don't think is very climate friendly, but you know, I was like, why is that so big? But you know, it is what it is. Sometimes it just is what it is. I think this is a mouse pad, so I'm gonna keep this over here. Let me see if I can move this more to the center actually. And this a little more to the side. And that makes, I think, more sense. I'm gonna put this here and then get a mouse. And that mouse is big as hell. Why is that mouse so big? I have no idea. I'm gonna get some books as well, and I'm gonna plop them right here. Actually, no. What I might do is a lamp. I think that might be nice. Maybe not something that big. Maybe something like this. So I think that's nice. And maybe a plant. I love a plant, okay? I always put a plant in my builds, regardless of what what game I'm building in. If there's a plant, it's getting put somewhere. But I think that's pretty nice. That's just a nice dedicated office space. It's like nice and tidy. I just changed the lighting because it was a little too red for my taste, but this is what I did last time. So I wanted her to really have like the feel of a bedroom, even though she doesn't really have a bedroom. So what I did was took one of the beds that sort of almost have a couch feel to it, and then I put it flush against the wall, like right up the edge of the wall. I gave her a dresser. Oh, I'm not picking a dresser from one of the... And I'm pretty sure, not this one. I think I picked this one. And just put it to, again, flush to the wall, as flush as you can to the wall anyway, without clipping into her office area. Again, we want these sort of separated spaces for the size of the room. Trying to think of the size of her room. That's the back of the TV. And I think I'm going to scale this down a little bit. Okay, I just put the wall up because I wanted to check and see if we were good. So we're good there. I think what I'm going to do is get a light. Again, she's working with small space. I keep picking that light. I think I keep picking it because it's skinny, which works really great with these small spaces. But maybe what I can do instead is put it there. So maybe putting it there. Okay, so that is totally fine. I think what I want to do now is get a rug again for the idea of separating space without actually separating space, because we're working with limited space. Pretty sure I picked this rug, although I see it's clipping into the wall. Let me scale that down. And then I'm gonna pick a color. Oh, none of those go. None of those go. Let me get a different rug. Maybe something more like this. I'm gonna make that smaller though. So just scale it down a little bit. I kind of want to scale it down just a little more. Perfect. And now I can pick a color. And I think I picked that, and I love that. So let's get her some decor. She wants a cozy office area. So cozy. I'm thinking decor. I am trying to think of storage though. Like this would be her dresser, right? So she still needs something, I think, slightly more in terms of closet space without actually having a closet. I could do this, but that's too much. That's too much. Oh, shelves. I could do shelves. I think this is the only shelf that you unlock. Again, I know we put it in the last space, but I want to use all the stuff that you actually unlock without getting the stars first, because I had to play those 2 levels to get at least 4 stars before I could buy the Scandinavian pack. So we're going to work with, again, shelving. I'm not going to put a lot of stuff on the shelves because my imagination is that she's using some of that for... Yeah, my imagination is that she's using that for clothing. If I had like baskets and things, I would put that there with the idea that she's, oh, there's this yoga supply basket I could put on. No, that's not the right basket that I'm thinking of, but I'm going to leave that blank with the idea or the thought that she is using that as additional storage. Like maybe her shoes go up there. I don't know. Okay, but that is it. That is her office area. I think that's nice. Very simple, very clean, not too cluttered, which I also think is really important for a home office area. But that is it. Like when she walks in, you sort of see where her, why is that lamp just there? When she walks in, you sort of see where her bedroom is without kind of directly seeing it. So she still gets like a little privacy, but I like this idea of the desk facing the window. That way she gets great light for when she has calls. Okay, lighting is everything. My desk is not in front of a window at all, so my lighting is absolute crap. Like I have to sit, like I have to turn on my light that I use for filming for work calls, because otherwise you will not be able to see me at all. The lighting here is so bad otherwise, just because it's not in front of a direct window. Moving on, we are going to do the kitchen, and first thing I want to do is grab a fridge. I'm going to grab this fridge because it's nice and sturdy, and I'm going to make sure it doesn't clip into the wall. Next thing I'm going to do is get some cabinets, and I also wanted, I'm pretty sure I gave her an oven. Now I don't know if something this small, like studio space, would have this oven, which looks quite tiny. Let me scale that up. Let me scale that up so that at least it's the same size as these cabinets. That makes a little more sense. Okay, scaling that up, and I'm gonna put a sink here. I'm gonna have to change the light again. Give me a second. Okay, sorry. What I did was I added some wall lamps and then an overhead lamp because it was getting way too dark, but I think I also put down a sink. And what other thing did I want? I wanted something else. And then I forgot. A stovetop. That's right. Oh no, not that one. I want this one. Yep, we're gonna give her a stovetop. And then right on the side, we're gonna give her her knives. Then what I want to do that I did last time as well was I utilized shelving. I did utilize the shelving. I feel like in small spaces, shelving and vertical storage and using your walls, that's the way to go about it, because otherwise you don't have a lot of space. So you gotta kind of think of where you can make space. I'm gonna use the same shelving system, maybe not put it directly over the stove, but over here. And then all her stuff can go here for, what is it? Kitchen. Under decor. Right. So like some pots. Again, I'm thinking that she does have stuff there, but maybe some pots. I'll duplicate this. She's got a couple of Le Creuset pots. Okay, someone handed those down to her. She got very lucky. A kettle. This little coffee thingy. And plates. I want plates. Lots of plates. Okay, so what I did was I just added a couple of cookware, a fancy plate for, like, my idea is that she says that she goes out to meet friends in the neighborhood. So my idea is that because we're making her space so cozy and comfy and like everything has its own place, sometimes she invites them back for dinner parties. So I imagine that she has, you know, like lots of stuff to cook for, or cook with rather, because she's inviting her friends over. So we get this fancy dinner plate for when she's fancy and when they come over, and then they can just all hang out. And I'm gonna make this dining room area for them right now. So I think I went with a circular table. It just made more sense than a square one. I think it kind of takes up a little too much space with the square one, so I'm pretty sure I used this chair. Again, I'm trying to use the stuff that came with the original. I keep saying packs, but came with the original before you unlock anything else with your stars. So we've got this chair, and then, oops, that's not the right chair. I realized I could just duplicate it, right? Why am I scaling up? I could just duplicate these. Why do I keep going to the actual thing? I never do that in The Sims either. I never duplicate or use that button enough. I just don't use it at all, actually. And then for some lighting, I think I'm gonna do a candle. That's very pretty. Ooh, I want plants. I'm imagining that she grows her own herbs. What does she do? She works for Climate Tech. So yeah, she's totally into growing her own herbs. And we've got tons of them. And I'm gonna do 4. That's perfect. And then I'm going to do a rug, and I think I want a circular rug. Or maybe even this is fine scaled up, except I want a different color. I don't like that color. I don't know why I keep picking that rug when I don't like the colors that it comes in. So let's scale this up. I just want this to fit, yeah, this area. And I think that color is fine. The walls are a little blank, but that's all right because she's cooking here, so it doesn't need to be perfect. Maybe I'll put a hood there. I think there was, or it was something. What was it? There was something I could put. An extractor hood. Yeah, I'll put that here. I think that's nice. And then what else did I want to do? Last time I did like a seating area here. Just kind of thinking like when you come home, it would be nice to have again another little separate space just to kind of chill out in. So let's see what armchairs we've got. We've got that. I actually like that a lot. So let's put that. These chairs were super popular for some time, and then they just kind of, I never see them anymore, but they're very expensive. What are they? Rattan chairs, I think. Let's try to use a different pillow. Scaled down, maybe. Yeah, just not on the floor, not on the floor, not on the floor. Thank you. That kind of blends in too much though. I would like it not to pop out necessarily, but not to also be exactly the same color maybe. That doesn't go. I think I keep using this pillow, but that's because it's a great pillow. But I don't like that. Maybe that's fine how it is. Let's get another plant, perhaps. Is that the same one I used over here? I think so. Maybe this one instead. Listen, when in doubt, just add a plant. You will never steer yourself wrong. And maybe I will put some artwork or this clock here. I'm gonna make it the biggest clock on Earth. Ooh, and change the color. That's a little, yeah, that's a little better. I wish I could put like a little, oh no, there's a door here, so I can't put a little, I was gonna say like a little place for her to put shoes or something, but again, we're imagining that she's using all this space to do, hang up her stuff. So let me give you a tour. So right when you walk in, here's her lovely little kitchen. So this is what she's got going on as soon as she walks in. I just changed a couple of items on this side because they were clipping into the fridge, but the knives are over there, her tools, her spices. We're imagining that stuff is down here, probably the her ingredients and all of her food. An oven over here. We've got storage. I put these open books here and a book because I'm imagining that they're cookbooks that she like left open when she had a dinner party. We've got these plants over here that she grows herself. They're her own herbs, okay? And then we've got this dedicated little dining area for when she invites her friends over for dinner. And then over here is her cozy office slash bedroom area. So this is her bed, which also acts in lieu of a couch. A TV is here, a dresser. Again, this is for storage. Her little workspace. And then her bathroom, which is very cut and dry. We've got a washer in here. Everything's super safe. A little dedicated area to rest when she comes home from work. And that is Prenzelberg Studio. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked it so far. That was Small Spaces, or some of Small Spaces. If you all like this, I'll continue to build, and we'll build in the other locations as well as some of the other spaces that, as you saw, New York and Berlin offered. But let me know what you thought down in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you next time. Take care, everybody. Bye.